Yes,
do
sir.
it.
Always.
All right, so this is the big finale of season 3, A Connected Bond, Daybreak, and First Light. While Mitsuri holds off hatred, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya struggle to catch Hantengu's main body. They eventually end up in a field where this will be their last chance to behead the upper-ranked demon. So the
Yeah.
episode started right back where we picked off last episode, with Tanjiro chasing Hantengu's quote-unquote main body. And Tanjiro's thinking about past battles, Genji's throwing fucking trees.
That
like,
was
it's all
dope.
over the place. Like,
Genya is going up the rankings for me for Demon Slayer characters.
And
but continue, sorry.
so, there's a bunch of flashbacks to these awesome last battles and everything, but Tanjiro's having a hard time catching up to him, and he remembers back to something that Zenitsu told him about how thunder breathing works. And homie, just out of the blue, learns how to do the fucking thunder step and flash or whatever it's called, and bolts across the goddamn woods. I was like, holy shit, Tanjiro, how'd you pull this one off? What'd you guys think of that?
And with a with a screwed up ankle, leg,
Yeah, he had a
something like
broken
that.
foot.
I was like, no way, this man is literally like learning how to do all the breathing techniques. Like they're just setting us up. They're setting us up for the next arc, I guess.
What I thought it made sense, because we already know that the Demon Slayers can like help stop bleeding or like heal themselves a little bit through their breathing forms. But what I thought was cool was like, so sun breathing, what he's learned, is the original starting point for all of their breathing forms. So it's not too far fetched for him to actually be able to do this, because he has like the master technique down. So this is actually a subset of what he can do. And that's why it's so powerful. That's why they recruit people from that family. So I thought it was cool. Did he learn it a little quick? Yeah. But I thought it was a good moment.
It was fucking gas.
It was
That's what it was.
gas.
It was fucking gas, bro. I was holy shit.
This whole episode was gas. But before we even get into it, I mean, I was saying, I think last episode or the episode before of our rundown, that this season was underwhelming, but they fucking did it again with their last couple episodes. So I'm gonna leave that where it lies until we get into it a little bit further, but amazing.
Yeah. So what happens next? I think our boy Tanjiro gets his new sword, right? I think that's the next thing that happens.
Well,
as
before that's assumed, but before that, basically he comes to slash Hantengu, the main body, and all of a sudden it grows to be like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
So I guess this is our last form. I thought there was going to be another one coming, but I thought it was going to be a little more intimidating than that. But basically Tanjiro goes to behead it because he's just so pissed off at this guy. And his sword isn't sharp enough, and he lodges it in his neck. And basically Hantengu continues to run away like a little bitch. And then we get to the point where they basically careen off a cliff. And
I think you got the order a little messed up, but I got you. I think so they run through the woods. He starts cutting his neck, and then we have that bigger monster show up. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he starts getting choked out. Genya comes in and is trying to like free him, but I think Nezuko knocks them off the cliff. That's when that happens, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah, and then Nezuko knocks him off the cliff, and I'll let you go back to continuing.
Bro, I thought his head was gonna be popped.
Yo,
that goldfish looking bulb on it, dude. Yeah.
No, I mean I'm talking about Tanjiro's, bro. I thought his head was gonna be popped.
Yeah, he almost had him choked all the way out. Genya came in and clutched up a little bit. I mean, the best he could. But Nezuko as always, saving my man's ass.
But yeah, so they like careen off this cliff. Tanjiro's lying there down bad. I mean, dude's got like probably 30 broken bones at this point. And Hantengu starts running away again. And he's like, I don't have the energy to get him. And they notice the sun coming up, which leads to some very tragic moments. But basically, I'm trying to remember exactly how it goes.
So Got you. So they fall off the cliff. Um, the body is still one piece, and Tanjiro's having a hard time getting up, but he gets up eventually, and that's when we have the Miss Hashira throw him the sword. He goes, I would say demon mode mostly, but that's confusing for this. So he goes plus ultra, and like he actually cuts off the head, and he thinks he's won. The sun's coming up, and he goes back to like take care of Nezuko. And it's like, we won, we finished it. And then Nezuko's like, wait, no, we have to go. He's like, why are you trying to go out into the sun? She points, and Hantengo's body is running towards some swordsmiths. And he's confused. And then he realizes, oh, that must be another form of his. And we've come to find out it is resentment, because he sees the mouth open on the head. He said, that's not Hantengo. Hantengo, I think it has like
Fear.
Yes, it's fear. Before we get into that, did y'all want to talk about Hantengo's like backstory? I thought it was really cool and telling about his powers.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I was gonna say the dude sucked.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was a cool backstory though, guys, because he was like pretending to be blind. And he said he wasn't stealing from people, but obviously he was. He's like, these hands are doing something on their own, which is bullshit. Then he actually murders somebody. I think it was the other blind person or something like that, or someone that was helping them. And he never remembers doing any of this stuff. So I was thinking maybe he had multiple personality disorder. And that's why he has all these like different emotions inside of him.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I was getting. He kind of reminded me of there's a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a movie where a guy has multiple personality disorders and he like can't remember things the other ones do. So it's kind of the same vibe right there. And I thought that was a really cool attribute to introduce for him, especially since his demon ability is basically to have multiple forms with split personalities and emotions.
Right. And that's how he like maintains his like self-identity of being a good person. Because it really is never him, quote unquote, doing these things. It's whatever these other personalities are doing. And I think that's cool how that came out in like his demon form. It like showed. Sick as fuck, actually. I thought it was great storytelling.
Definitely. And it just, of course, when he's on his deathbed ready to be executed, old Musan shows up and says, hey, you want a chance to live, buddy? Got you.
What a bastard.
Good old Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
The smooth criminal.
Michael Jackson giving, a piece of shit a second chance of being a bigger piece of shit. There we go.
Hey, yeah, I heard you were going to get murdered. Executed tomorrow. You want to live?
But yeah, going back to Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Hantengu's headless body running around. Tanjiro is having an internal crisis at this point. He doesn't know what to do because the sun's coming up. Nezuko is getting burned by sunlight, and he's trying to decide what to do. He can't. And we get a very, very selfless move out of Nezuko, and she basically kicks Tanjiro off of her, to go save the swordsmiths. And you could just see it in Tanjiro's face when he's flying through the air, like what she did. And it was absolutely heartbreaking to see, guys. I was like, no fucking way. This isn't how she goes. Like, this can't be it,
Yeah, I was having my own panic attack when this was happening. I mean, because you could see that Tanjiro was having a hard time choosing between the swordsmith, 3 of them, and body blocking his sister from the sun so she doesn't vaporize. I thought the voice actor actually did a great job, and they like kind of like honed in on his breathing. It was like stuttered, and that just kind of like made you feel like he was actually having a panic attack and was not calm. And like the breathing being the swords, the demon slayer's like biggest asset. That's where their power comes from. It really like mirrored how powerless he felt, because he didn't know what to do. He had 2 terrible choices to make. But yeah, Nezuko like kicking him off. I was like, please don't die. Please. I was like, I had my hands on my head. I was distraught.
Yeah, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh no.
I'm pretty sure none of us have read the manga, right?
No.
So we didn't know if she was living or not. Like I assumed that she was dying. I assumed she was dead. You know, yeah. So I was crying. Just so you, I don't know about y'all, but I was crying. Not gonna lie. So
I got emotional, but there was no man tear to be seen this day. But yeah, no, I was definitely on the verge. It was we can explain it to you the best we can, but you got to go watch this. This is the second you get a chance. It's one of the best Demon Slayer episodes, I thought, and this is peak. This is peak Demon Slayer. They were in their fucking bag during
and
this
to be
50-minute episode.
honest, like the fighting wasn't what made it peak. It was the storytelling. Honestly, I thought
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, and that's a big change from how Demon Slayer normally goes. It's usually the fights that carry it. It was the emotional state and the stakes here, which was a good change of pace. I think they needed to do this because, like I was saying earlier, I didn't think this season was too good so far. But they pulled the rabbit out the hat here in the last 50 minutes and really clutched up. And now I think this is probably, because of this episode, it's probably one of the better Demon Slayer seasons. Um,
Yeah,
Overall, but this last episode and this episode here, great stuff. Top tier.
yeah, and I mean the fact that Tanjiro landed and kind of gained his composure and did a combination thunderstep and flash sun breathing attack. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was fucking hard, dude. And he just blew Hantangu up. Like he used basically his sense of smell to realize that he was in the heart of this headless body that was going around chasing these swordsmiths, and he just lit him the fuck up. Like it was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Then he like breaks down after because he realizes that there's going to be nothing, literally nothing left of Nezuko. And the swordsmith are like, just looks. He's like, look behind you. He points, and there's our girl, best girl of the series, standing there, and she can talk now. I thought that was an interesting thing to see. She can at least say some basic sentences now. So the voice actor hasn't gotten fired. That's good to know.
So, what was
All
y'all's
that gr-
thoughts on like the camera moving up to Tanjiro? You know, like the shuffled, gate walking up to Tanjiro. Did y'all have a feeling that it was Nezuko, or did y'all just think it was just some weird camera shit going on?
I thought it was gonna be Nezuko's burning body crawling to Tanjiro when I saw it. I was like, holy shit, this is dark.
I thought so too. I thought we was fixing to see Nezuko coming out there like that. So
Yeah, I mean, after how Tanjiro said, there's literally nothing left of her, not even bones. When he pointed out, I figured she was going to be okay. Because they wouldn't do that after my man just got done crying. That would be so terrible. That'd be really fucked up for the lack of a better term. But the camera work was cool though. They spun the camera around, but they kind of like hugged one of the swordsmith's shoulders so they couldn't see it. So you couldn't see Nezuko as they flipped it around. But that was a nice little piece of animation how they did that actually.
Yeah, and I want to say too, before we get into anything else, the animation for this entire scene in the field was insane. Like
Beautiful.
it was absolutely stunning. The sword techniques were stunningly animated, but the environment itself was like jaw dropping how well they did this, in my opinion.
Yeah, all like the individual blades of grass in the field getting blown like waves. It was really cool.
Shit looked like Studio Ghibli, dude.
For real, bro. They really brought out all the stops. They weren't playing about this season, taking up the animation in a way. I thought it was more like the environment that they did better than the actual moves. Because it's just standard Demon Slayer stuff as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, definitely. So Tanjiro sees his sister, and it was such a touching moment. I'm sure Tyler was crying even again after this.
I cried like 3 or 4 times during this episode. So yeah. Not all sad moments. Some of them was like the excited, like hype moments, it got me excited tears, I don't know. I just get emotional wreck, bro, sometimes. So
I feel that. I feel that, dude. But yeah, I mean, Nezuko just starts being able to like put out like small sentences. She's just saying like
Yukata, you
Yeah,
gotta
Yokata, which is just like,
Dajobu.
thank goodness, thank goodness,
Yeah.
thank goodness. That's all she's saying. It's like, oh my god, man, this is so touching.
And she's just copying Tanjiro. That's what he kept on saying because he was just like, thank goodness, you got Dajobu, are you okay? So
hmm Um, in the middle of this, we kind of went back to the fight between Missouri and Hatred. Um, I didn't like it because of how Mitsuri was acting. She kind of just gave up. It didn't look like she was badly injured. She just kind of like was like, I can't do this anymore, and like stopped fighting. I was super hyped on Mitsuri before I saw this. Like, did that change how you guys viewed her in a way? Because it seemed like all the other Hashi were like fight to the death and go hard, but it didn't like she was like seriously injured or anything.
I think it was
I,
more just pure exhaustion.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because she's got done like doing a lot of stuff before she come up to him, and then that dude's no joke, really. He's got like what 5 dragons, and he's literally not using any energy himself, and they just keep on regenerating no matter what she does. Like, imagine how long she was there fighting, and
Yeah,
her fighting style is wild. Like, she's moving around and shit the whole time. So
Yeah, I mean, there was a really interesting scene too when Resentment was talking. He was basically, trying to get away, and he said that he can't regenerate because Zohakuten which is hatred, the demon that Mitsuri is fighting, is just using too much of his energy because they have a
hmm
shared energy pool. So I thought that was really interesting. So she did her job. She kept
she did.
She
I
kept him
just
preoccupado. That's all you could do.
I
true,
mean,
true.
it's not like you could kill them because they're just going to regenerate. Even if she got to the main body, he was just going to regenerate because it wasn't the main body. Or I said when they got to the main body, but I meant Hatred's body.
Yeah.
So I just felt like she was just trying to hold out that way he wouldn't chase Chondro. That's what her whole goal was. And
True.
I think that she just finally realized that she couldn't do it anymore. She was just too tired.
Yeah, I just wish they would have like I guess like ended the fight in a different way. Maybe like she does look a little bit more injured instead of just being exhausted. Maybe exhausted and injured or something like that. It just I didn't think it was like a good look. You know what I'm saying? It was just after all we saw from her, how powerful she is, how sturdy her body is. I thought it was just the inappropriate way to end the fight. Instead of her just going out swinging. I would have accepted that a little bit better than her just saying, "Oh, I can't do this anymore," and just getting gobbled up.
Yeah, I feel that. But thankfully, when she did get gobbled up, didn't matter.
Exactly. She immediately got freed. So, I mean, GG's to her though. Amazing stuff.
Do you guys want to get into Muzan?
Hell yeah.
This was fucking awesome scene. So basically, so Muzan has the ability to see what all the demons that he's given his blood to, or people that he's given his blood to determine the demons. He has the ability to like share their thoughts and see where they are and everything else, and who knows when they die. And he basically finds out that Nezuko is the chosen demon. She conquered the sun, which is his only goal in life. This whole show is about him finding a way to conquer the sun so he can just live immortal and do what he wants. And basically, it's a cut. It like cuts to him at this house where he lives as a child, and it's the mom and maybe like a servant or something like bringing him tea.
Mm-hmm.
And they open the door, and this room is just torn apart, like books everywhere, like furniture flipped over. And she's like, "Oh, if you need help finding a book, I can help you." And it just cuts to his face, and homie looks insane. Like
He's giddy. Homeboy is
he's
so happy.
and he instantly just turns around and cuts off his mother's head, or his fake mom's head. And it's so fast that the servant just goes, "What happened to your head, madam?" I'm like, holy shit.
It was so dark. You have
And
like
then
Muzan transforming, and then she like then I guess like the maid or nanny or whoever it is like bringing him tea. She was too afraid to even move because who wouldn't be? Um, and then like he's just getting bigger, transforming into a man, ripping through his clothes, and he just turns around and cuts her arms and head off at the same time. She just hits the floor. It was sick. It was actually sick. So he gave up his little kid gig and was like, "Yeah, I have my goal now."
I
Time for
just
me to
loved
go full
how
demon mode.
I loved how he casually just walked through the door after.
There was a little
Like,
detail that I saw. You see, he went out of his way to step over the books, but like kicked those two ladies' legs on the way out. And I just like showed like how like much disregard he has for human life. And I thought that was a cool little detail they put in there.
Yeah, he don't care. So
Hell
all
no.
he cares about is Nezuko now. So
yeah, I mean, the reason he's been turning people into demons is to try and find one who can conquer the sun. And he literally was like, I don't need to turn anyone else into demons. Like, I don't need to do this anymore. Like, I have my goal. And we got a really cool flashback to the Heian era of Japan too, with basically Muzan's backstory, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I mean, they told us one that he was about 1,000 years old, or a little bit older than that, and that he actually started off as a sick kid, and he was taking medicine from his doctor, who he thought was very incompetent, and he thought he was going to die anyway. So he was like, you know what? I'm tired of this dude. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. So he takes some medicine. As soon as the guy turns around and like, I guess, makes some more, or whatever he's doing, muddling some herbs. Yeah, he puts a knife through his head, back of his head, which is something else. Takes a lot of force. And then on top of that, he realizes that the medicine is working and he's turning into a demon. So I thought that was really crazy how he got turned into a demon. It wasn't even by his own choice, or he just was in a bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another tragic backstory. I mean, like, yeah, you're gonna die, but now you have to live forever, but you can't go in the sun. So, like, I don't know which I'd rather have.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't go in the sun regardless. So
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it kind of made me feel for Muzan a little bit. I mean, he's just in a impossible situation. Still don't like him. He has no regard for human life. That much is obvious, and he never has. But it's really just resentment about him being a sickly kid, which is, I mean, that's always sad. Sick kids ain't cool.
So I loved how they showed the fact that, he's always been after the blue spider lily, but it's just because he wants to, he doesn't know how to use it to, further his cause and getting out in the sunlight. He wants it that way he can start researching it and trying to figure out a way, because he thinks that the doctor was onto something before he killed him. So I really enjoyed that they put that in there, because we just assumed that the blue spider lily would just magically get rid of his problems or whatever, but he doesn't even know how to use the blue spider lily, even if he did find it. So now he's got Nezuko, and all he's got to do is basically eat her, and his problems are solved. And unfortunately for Nezuko and Tanjiro, Nezuko is a whole lot easier to find than a blue spider lily, apparently. So
Yeah, he can just go straight for his goal instead of trying to figure out medicine. Because, yeah, like you said, like the blue spider lily is both the flower, which he has looked all over Japan for and hadn't found, but he also has to make it into the blue spider lily medicine, which he also doesn't know how to do.
yeah,
His life just got a little simpler.
Yeah. I mean, just, take the cheat code. Why not?
Right. Shortcuts for days.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah. After that, we get a really touching scene with Tokito thanking Tanjiro and Mitsuri joining them, and it's a big group hug. Everybody's happy, nobody died, and it was really, really touching. But I don't know if you guys want to get into that at all, or do you want to get into the next part with
I just loved Ginya's face.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Homie had a fever of 110. He was red.
He's like, is this love?
He was red. Holy.
Bro, if there was an ocean nearby, he'd be walking into it too.
He didn't even get a kiss.
Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I thought that whole scene, especially Tokito, the Miss Hashira, saying, thank you so much. You pretty much unlocked all my memories. I'm me again, which Tanjiro didn't know at the time. So that was really cool. I'm glad he got to thank him, like, face to face for that, instead of it just being part of the plot and they moved on. So that was a good way to wrap that whole thing up.
Yeah, definitely. We also got another scene with Lady Tamayo writing a letter to Tanjiro thanking him for all the blood from the upper ranks as well as Nezuko and things like that. And we learned some interesting things that Nezuko's blood keeps changing as time's progressed, whether it's we don't know why yet. I don't think they went into that, but there's definitely a bunch of theories out there based on her relationship to sun breathing and the demon slayers and everything else. But it kind of went into why she hasn't regained herself yet, because they had another demon that they cured using Nezuko's blood, and he regained who he was, and he's living with his family still now. But Nezuko has it, and Lady Tamayo is basically like theorizing that it's because she has a bigger purpose in life right now, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Lady Tamayo, one, she healed that man and got his sense of self back, which is a really cool development, like you said. But yeah, she's still acting like a child and is still like, I guess, half of a demon at this point. Since she can talk and she mostly has a normal appearance. But yeah, I wonder, you guys have any speculation about what that purpose is that she hasn't regained her sense of self, like her higher purpose?
I think it has something to do with Tanjiro, because if the fact of her throwing, Tanjiro away from her was the thing that broke it, then it had to have something to do with Tanjiro. So
Yeah, I think it's basically, protecting her brother is what I'm thinking is the reason for the, more important than her sense of self. I don't know if she can still use her badass demon powers if she kind of regains that. So
Yeah, I was thinking more she kind of like wants to go ahead and stop this whole cycle of people getting turned into demons. Um, that would be a good, higher purpose for her to do. Because she did choose people over herself in that moment, and that's why she overcame the sun, conquered the sun, as they say. But it'll be cool to as they like go more into that next season.
I think Nezuko still has her powers, all of them. Do
That
y'all
would
do
make
y'all think
sense.
that?
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think
think
she
so.
will. I think she will.
She's not going to be very useful if she doesn't.
Yeah.
Facts.
I just wonder how demon mode is gonna affect her situation now, though. Like, does it make her? I don't know. We'll see.
I
We'll,
think she'll have more control of herself. Because we saw in the entertainment district arc where she just kind of went berserk and
yeah.
was trying to chop up everybody. I think she's going to be able to do that, but like control herself and listen and strategize with Tanjiro a little bit better,
Yeah,
which they
definitely.
will need because Muzan's about to pull the fuck up.
Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, based on the name of the next arc, the Hashira training arc, we're gonna be getting some heavy hitters joining the team, if you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. They gonna be jumping, and I'm here for it. But I'm also excited to see what kind of powers Muzan has because it's got to be nuts, man. Of course he's gonna be able to do some hand to hand, but like just seeing what kind of demon art he has is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be really interesting. Um, is this the final arc? You guys know?
No, this Hashira training arc is like a very short arc
Oh,
before it gets into, I guess, maybe the final arc. I don't know. But
got
this
it.
is supposed to be like a very short arc. Uh,
Yeah, hopefully
I,
they do what they did with the Mugen Train and Entertainment District, and they make it like one long season. I don't want to watch like 6 episodes and have to wait again, dude. I'd be so sad.
Yeah,
yeah. We'll see. I guess. I don't know how it's gonna go, but my buddies that like read the manga or whatever said this is a pretty fire. Um, my buddy said that this was a pretty fire arc coming up. So even though it's short, so
Hell yeah, we're gonna get to see the rest of the Hashira.
yeah. Hopefully, they don't milk it like AOT, and it ends promptly, or I
Yeah,
guess in the appropriate amount of time. Because I think they could drag it out if they wanted to, but we'll see what approach they take.
yeah, we have so much more to see too. Not just Muzan. I mean, we have upper ranks 1 through 3.
Oh
Akaza will be back.
yeah,
Like, who knows if Muzan made another 6 before he decided to not make any more demons. I mean, like, he might have another 3 guys too, another 3 upper ranks. Like, maybe a couple guys get promoted. Like, we could have some big heat coming up here. I'm excited.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, and I wonder if he's gonna like send the 3 upper ranks, or is just gonna go for himself. Because I mean, if I was one of the 3 upper ranks and he's like, go get Nezuko, so I can go in the sun, I would just eat her myself at that point and try to overtake Muzan. But we'll see
Yeah,
how
but
that goes.
Muzan would just eat them at that point.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And we didn't get to the ending yet. We still have a little more. This is a long episode. It was so hard to figure out how I'll win. I mean, it was an hour long. And but the ending was really touching. Basically, Tanjiro talks to the chief of the Swordsmith village. They thank him, and the Kokubisho?
The sword?
No. The Demon Slayer who have to carry him back to the Butterfly Mansion.
Oh, I don't remember
No.
what they're called.
Kushibo is the one of the upper ranks, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, I'm way off then.
Yeah, he's the one that looks like Tanjiro. That's Kokushibo.
Oh, okay. I'm way off then. I'm pulling names out my ass and they ain't
They
naming.
ain't the right ones.
But yeah, so basically she's like, oh, you need to put on this mask and, plug your nose again because we're going back and you can't technically know where this village is. But they come out and, people are yelling thank you, and she takes his mask off. And the whole village is there thanking him. There's like a full-on parade of everybody like thanking him. And it was a really touching moment too. I mean, he saved the whole village. So
Yeah, he got his Naruto pain arc celebration after. Takes off the blindfold and it's just everybody, throwing confetti and saying thank you, Tanjiro. I thought it was fucking awesome. And he won't even take all the credit for it either. He's like, everybody did a good job.
that's just Tanjiro, man.
Yeah, he's just a good dude. Heart of gold, that guy.
It was just, you guys haven't seen Evangelion, right?
No.
I have not. No.
The end of it is literally just everybody going in a circle going, congratulations. Every character. It's like, this is so fucking stupid. But this did a really good job with that.
It did. It was very heartfelt. They knew he put his heart and soul into this. He put his body and his life on the line. Him and his sister's body life on the line. So
Definitely.
good way to wrap up the season though.
And
Yeah, I
it's
thought it was
funny, too,
fantastic.
that they was like, where's Nezuko at? And they was like, oh, she's in the box. She was tired. She's sleeping, bro.
Just because she can go out in the sun, I don't know if she likes it or not. I who knows? Like, maybe that's just like a special thing she can only do. I don't know.
I wouldn't like it.
I think she just likes sleeping in her box.
Yeah, it's probably cozy in there. I don't blame her.
Probably not.
One thing I thought was
Honestly, yeah,
pretty
could be.
funny was Mr. Haganazuka being like, I guess, like shy or embarrassed about how he was acting about the sword. It was a cool little scene. And then Kotetsu is like embarrassed. He was like, yeah, you kind of overreacted there. And he just has like a whole scene where he just rampages like Mr. Haganazuka always does.
He's spinning him around in circles. I thought he was going to throw him like
Yeah.
Mario, dude.
That neutral grab was gonna go crazy. But yeah, no, it was a good little scene.
Oh,
Definitely.
one more thing while we're speaking about Mr. Haganazuka.
Mhm.
He said he was going to give Tanjiro, like, fix the sword and meet him at the Butterfly Mansion, blah, blah, blah. So do we think that he's actually getting the sword back, or do you think he's getting his old sword back?
No, that's his sword now, dude.
Yeah.
Is it? So
Yes.
I got mixed vibes from that. Like, the way he was talking, he was going to like repair his old sword instead of fix up the new sword the rest of the way. So
No, the reason he was mad is because he only got through the first stage of honing.
yeah.
And then Tanjiro cut a demon's head off with it, so he has to basically restart.
Yeah. So he's got to go through that 72-hour process again.
Yeah.
But that sword's gonna get an amp. It's obviously gonna amp Tanjiro. And then we're gonna get some Hashira training.
Yeah, dude, I think it's gonna have Rengoku's hilt on it too. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, is that it, boys?
Yeah,
That's the whole
and
shebang.
That's we jumbled it all together for you, but definitely go watch the episode if you haven't yet. It was unreal how good this episode was.